When you're using the restroom, this unit comes with kind of like a vacuum flush, similar to what they have in airplanes, to get it all the way down and into where it needs to be. So to do that, you're always going to want to have the toilet turned on, and then you're going to see here this red light. It's actually building up pressure, so you wouldn't want to flush the unit until it shows green. When using the unit, you're always going to want to add a little water to the bowl first, and you do that by lifting up onto the unit, and then when you flush, you just press down. If you have your water hookup, you will not need to turn the water pump on. But if you are how I am now, I don't have a water hookup and I need to pull water from the water holding tank, then you're going to want to make sure that your water pump is turned on. I knew that the water pump wasn't turned on because when I went to add water, no water came into the bowl. So, and just press down. It just sucks it all the way down. Okay, so to use the stove, on the top 3 burners you don't need a lighter. You just can hold the gas and click the spark button and you'll have gas. So that's self-explanatory. However, the spark does not control the oven. So this is very important. When using the oven, the first thing you're going to want to do is, to use it, you're going to need to light the pilot light, and then you can have that lit for your whole trip, or just turn it off as you're traveling, which is I recommend. Turn it on when you get to where you need to go. Right here on the end is where the pilot light is. So you're going to just, on the knob, push to hold pilot. You push it for a second and you hold it for maybe 10 seconds. Make sure that it stayed lit. It stayed lit, and now you're ready to go, and you can use your oven however you normally would and set it for whatever desired temperature you want. When you're all done, you have 2 options. You can either turn it all the way off, in which case you'd have to relight the pilot, or keep it on pilot for your trip. Okay, so if we want to turn on the fireplace, it's kind of overkill, but obviously just press on. When you get down below here, you can set the flame aesthetic value to 4 different levels just by pressing flame. You can adjust the heat. It's going to kick out heat high or low. So if I press it and it's L, that's low. HH is high. Press it one more time. It's now going to just be flames, but no heat coming out of this top. If you do want the heat, I'll put it on high. You can then set the temperature, and it'll kick in at a certain thermostat. And then you can have it auto turn off by pressing timer for 30 minutes, 1 hour, so on and so forth. So that's how you work the fireplace. So on this unit, with the way we have it set up, there's really 2 things, or 3 things that you would be able to potentially use it for. If I turn the TV on, then if you're in an area where you can receive an HD antenna signal, that's going to automatically be on here. You press source on the TV, and you really have 2 main components, the main switch or TV. If you're wanting to watch a DVD, or if you had to connect a satellite to this unit, you're going to want to get it to the input main switch. So anything other than the HD antenna on top of the roof that's connected to TV, you're going to want it to be a main switch. From there, what it's actually doing is it's going to read this. And so you have main TV, bedroom TV, exterior TV, and supplemental TV. And there's documentation to tell you that's only 4, and we have 6 different TVs. It'll tell you which line up to which, but obviously this is the main TV. Because it's set to the switcher, there's a little black button here that I can press to have it select DVD, so that when I turn the DVD player on, you're going to now see that it should turn on the DVD here on the main switch. There, so now we can see that it turned on the DVD. Okay, so if I want audio on the main TV, ideally you want it to come out using the sound bar. So you just want to make sure that that's on. You'll know that it's on because it would have a blue light. Right here it has a red light. So a lot of times we might have a renter saying, oh, the audio on the main TV is not working. How do I get the sound bar to turn on? and so you just need to turn it on using the remote. And to eliminate echo, you're going to want to make sure that you don't have the volume on the TV or the soundbar. So worst case scenario, you could always just use the volume on the TV, but this is a much nicer speaker. So we've got it set. This is the main switcher. So all of the TVs have inputs, and you're gonna, if you want the DVD to play on any one of the TVs, then you'll have to have the input be main switcher so that it can get to here. The only TV that in the whole unit that's not connected to this main switcher is the one that the kids are playing right here. This TV really has its own little input in this cabinet. Right now we have a little 8-bit Nintendo connected to it. But other than that, it's not connected to anything else. So if you were to bring a little gaming unit for the kids, you would want to plug it in that space. Okay, if you are in an urban area or somewhere that you think you're going to get HD satellite, this is your HD satellite here. You can adjust and move the direction of the satellite by turning it all around. We're in the middle of Portland right now, so I'm going to get a signal no matter how I face it. And then you can attune it even further with this little bot here. So I can see there's 2 blue lights. It's not a strong signal. So I can adjust that until I get 4 bars or 4 circles, and then I have a nice strong signal. I can then turn this back off. This is just for the indicator light, just to save power. I'm going to turn that off. Okay, so all of your instrument panels here are pretty self-explanatory. If it's blue, it's on. If it's not blue, it's off. The way the vents work in both the bathroom, in the rear, the mid-cabin bathroom, and the front here, is if you hold it down, it's going to open the vent. If you hold it back, it's going to auto lower the vent. Okay. If you stop halfway, it's going to automatically go the other direction, up or down. If you try to turn the vent on, right now the vent's on, but the fan's not going, it's because the lid is closed. So once I open the lid, then the fan will stay on. You'll see here that you have an awning in and awning in and awning out button. Again, always double check to make sure that your awning's not going to run into anything when it lowers, but you would just press it until you start to see it move, and then you should be able to let go, and it's going to go through an opening sequence all by itself. The same thing for when you go out, and the same thing for when you go in.